Hello, I'm Colleen Holder and this is Let's Talk Tobago. This week we're coming to you from the Pembroke Heritage Park. This $5 million facility was funded by prize monies the community won in the Best Village competition along with funding from the Tobago House of Assembly. The park features a dirt oven, cocoa house and other artifacts indigenous to Tobago's heritage. Bleachers have also been built for patrons to view cultural shows. We'll tell you more about the Heritage Park as the program continues, but first, our stories this week. Tobago-based NGOs to benefit from greater UNDP involvement on this island, a special police tourism unit to be established, and an archaeological mission into 17th century shipwrecks that will benefit the island. This is Let's Talk Tobago. Welcome back. Today we're here at the Pembroke Heritage Park, which was commissioned in December 2010. It's here the village keeps its Salaka Feast and stage productions. The Salaka Feast is a celebration of food made from corn and provisions, two ingredients that were the basic staples of our ancestors. But let's turn to present day and a global organization that wants to be more involved in Tobago. The United Nations Development Programme, the UNDP, already works here, but now it wants to do a bit more. Some of their key people began this leg of the journey with a meeting. Davia Chambers tells us who they met with and what's the plan for Tobago.
Non-governmental organizations always do good deeds, and while they may not want to be recognized for it, they do look forward to receiving funding, be it from the private or public sector. Today they have a potential new donor, the UNDP. The organization plans to offer grant services and work with the Assembly to strengthen their presence on this island.
I'm really happy to understand and appreciate the UNDP and the UN's history of partnering Trinidad and Tobago, and specifically Tobago, and its the unique context in a productive way. And I was very encouraged by, firstly, thanking you for doing all the hard work, analysing what we do and don't do, and presenting to us a set of opportunities for us to collaborate based on our capacities and competencies.
But other Tobagonian groups can benefit from the UNDP's presence here, as they partner with people at all levels of society to help build nations that can drive and sustain the kind of growth that improves the quality of life for everyone.
In the areas of democratic governance, in the areas of strengthening civil society, community-based organisations in a very real practical way, in supporting agendas around the environment, energy, young people and their passion for sustainable development and the sustainability of their island and the sustainability of the world, working together around tourism and security issues. We went through, I think, like you rightfully said, an agenda that is tangible and motivating.
So the ideas in all of those areas are already on the table. Mr. Blewett explains the next step.
And I think certainly from our side, we stand ready to now do the hard work with you to actually make sure that we can develop a set of initiatives that in a year's time we'll be sitting here talking about what we've done together.
A partnership that's more practical according to the Office of the Chief Secretary, and one that takes into consideration Tobago's concerns and unique circumstances within the context of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Davia Chambers for Let's Talk Tobago.
We all know the Mark Zuckerberg story, the Facebook founder who's made a fortune relying on his smarts and entrepreneurial drive rather than the benefits of higher education. But the narrative we rarely hear is that he's more an exception than the rule, and that the path to success for most people is through higher education. Studies have established the link among a university degree, empowerment, and a higher earning potential. Tobago is also making that connection. Kisan Braffett explains.
Tertiary institutions like these play a crucial role in generating, accumulating, and transmitting knowledge. Yet UNESCO found that they remain on the margin of development. Tobago doesn't want to be an island that falls into this category and has set out to secure its human resource by developing expertise, managing development, engineering social transformation, and preserving social values. The link here is simple. Higher education equals higher productivity, and higher productivity equals increased development. It also explains why large sums, some $6 million to date, has been spent on providing financial assistance for Tobagonian students pursuing tertiary education. But that's just one component. Another key pillar involves expanding the facilities of tertiary institutions on the island.
What we have been doing for the past couple months would have been renovating our classrooms, bringing them up to standard. Of course, at this stage, we are in pursuit of our institutional accreditation through the Accreditation Council of Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, part of the requirements, we have to ensure that our classrooms are up to the standard. And of course, this being in mind, our students, who are our greatest stakeholders, we want to ensure that the environment is conducive for them for learning.
THTI understands that experience is vital to the overall development of its students if they are to compete in the world market, and as such, the institution also offers a program to facilitate this.
At this time, the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute and Canada College, which is based in Canada, we would have signed an articulation agreement which facilitates our students when they have reached their last semester and once their grade point average is 3.0 higher, they are given the opportunity. Of course, this is an arrangement through the government of Canada and CARICOM where our students can pursue their last semester in Canada.
Like THTI, the Assembly continues its development drive, recognizing that higher education is key to the progress and growth of Tobago. I'm Kisan Brathwaite for Let's Talk Tobago.
And while tertiary education is important to Tobagonians, there's also the issue of citizen security. A low crime rate means peace of mind and a stronger pull factor for prospective tourists. It's time to find out what's being done to ensure Tobago remains not only clean and green, but serene and safe as well.
Tourism contributes significantly to the gross domestic product of Tobago. So important is this to the island that a special police tourism unit is to be implemented. Also on the agenda, which will benefit tourists and locals alike, legislation to prevent boating accidents. While special attention will be paid to that sector, discussions also centered around the construction of police stations on this island.
We will have to wait even longer for the Roxborough and Old Grange police stations. In fact, the information now before us is that the whole process has restarted, and the design phase, we're now in the design, back to the design phase, and that construction is unlikely to start before early 2014.
And what about the fire station headquarters?
We were able to confirm that the Tobago House of Assembly will provide accommodation, provide the land, for the construction of both the fire services headquarters and the police services headquarters.
But no discussion about crime and security in Tobago would be complete without dealing with the issue of this island as a transshipment hub for illegal drugs.
We were informed that the 2 radar sites are now up and running, and therefore it means that the surveillance has improved. What is of concern to us, of course, is the fact that we definitely do not have the necessary vessels, interceptors. So even if we identify problems, those problems cannot be treated with.
At the meeting, it was also agreed that marshals will soon be recruited to step up patrols to prevent predial larceny. I'm Davia Chambers for Let's Talk Tobago.
We're taking a break, but on the other side, a project that can position this island as a niche market for archaeology and heritage tourism. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tobago. Thanks for staying with us at the Pembroke Heritage Park. This dirt oven next to me was built by past Village Council President Cecil Jerry and is just one of the many artifacts you can find here. Dirt ovens were used by our ancestors to do their baking without the use of fossil fuel. And we're staying with this historical theme for a while longer to tell you about a project that has the potential to establish Tobago as a cultural heritage site. A professor of maritime archaeology says the naval battle site and other artifacts located in Scarborough Harbour are among the world's primary sources of knowledge about seafaring, ships and maritime culture of the 17th century. 12 Dutch and 4 French ships were lost during the 1677 Battle of Scarborough Harbour, and now there are moves to preserve the integrity of these vessels and the items that may be found.
This was one of the stepping stones into reaching the stage where we are now. It is a story of technological development, it is a story of naval development, and this is a unique place in the world where we can study these developments.
It is indeed an important time for Tobago, as the history of this island will be scientifically recovered, evaluated and catalogued. This means a complete conservation of 17th century cultural artifacts related to the 1677 French-Dutch naval battle, which took place in what's now known as Rockley Bay.
Some of the wrecks were recovered during the construction and the expansion of the harbor, but there are still a few out there that can tell us the story of what happened on that day more than 350 years ago.
And it's here the foundation for the first phase will be laid. The first phase of the project involves the establishment of appropriate conservation facilities for the rescue, treatment and preservation of the endangered cultural material from the Scarborough Harbour.
It is also along those lines that the Tobago House of Assembly later granted approval for the Division of Tourism and Transportation to fund the construction of a conservation facility that would serve as a base for the research to be conducted.
The dissemination of the data obtained from this scientific study of Rockley Bay is an important aspect of the project. It will be a model for the rest of the Caribbean.
The conservation facility that is about to, that just began construction now, is going to be a unique station in the Caribbean, the only such station in the entire Caribbean region. This is going to bring eventually also economic benefits to the island as the only logical contracting place for where archaeological material can be conserved in the entire Caribbean region.
But the artifacts won't just be recovered and catalogued. It's hoped to bring revenue to this island using the niche market of archaeology and heritage tourism.
This is a unique tourist product that no other island in the Caribbean can offer the way Tobago can offer it.
The cultural material will be made available to the public through a specially designed exhibit at the Fort King George Museum. I'm Davia Chambers for Let's Talk Tobago.
The adage says, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach him to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. This is the approach being used to help residents write resumes that will give them an edge over their competition. Omadara Mills reports.
The coordinator of the Speyside Multipurpose Center, Arlene Edwards, has been managing the facility for the past 8 months under the Division of Community Development and Culture. With extensive knowledge in business studies, economics, and international relations, Ms. Edwards knows what it takes to get the job of your dreams. And seeing the need for persons to improve their resume writing skills in the Speyside community, she decided to start resume writing classes at the community center.
I found throughout the community a lot of persons were asking me to do their CV or their application letter or, write a resume for them. So I thought that, this would be a good way to give back to the community and offer the CV and resume writing class.
Ms. Edwards provides the students with the necessary outlines and reading materials to writing resumes, CVs, and cover letters that will stand out and get them their desired interview. But the classes are not just about what she knows. She encourages meaningful discussions.
It's not just me talking in the sessions. I have the participants participate in the session as well. And we try and do as much talking because as much as I am there to teach them, I learn a lot from them too as well. So I make the session very interactive.
That's not all. Ms. Edwards also conducts mock interviews with the students so that they are able to get the chance to improve in this area as well. She says that she has received positive reactions from the students who engage in both segments of the course.
I did see in a few participants that they did apply for quite a few jobs and their confidence level is a little bit, higher, which is good. Because now you have the tool, to do your own resume. It's not something that, you have to ask somebody to do. Now you have the power to do it yourself.
The classes held once per month are small with 8 to 10 persons per session. This resume writing initiative is in keeping with the THA's vision to have community centers utilized in ways which will enhance the social, academic, and professional lives of the people on the island. I'm Umudara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
And some other groups are also getting help, but not with resume writing. They've been given checks they say will bolster their efforts in community building around Tobago.
Nothing but happy faces. These organizations just got some financial help to continue with their plans, projects, and initiatives. One of the recipients, the Boys Brigade, says the contribution will help with their mission to St. Lucia.
It is a trip where we would be actually looking at the individual boy or girl attending this band tour and having a one-on-one with them to have them to search themselves to becoming better young persons or young people, as we want to say, to making a contribution to society.
The Boys Brigade is a youth organization that combines drill and fun activities with Christian values. Their captain says during their stay, the group will host 5 band concerts and visit a number of children's homes. They're also hoping to market and establish themselves in St. Lucia as a Tobago band, which can effect change in the lives of other young persons through ministry, discipline, and music. The St. Lucia trip is also important because it will give a member of the Boys Brigade much needed exposure as he prepares to travel to the UK.
I want to further myself in music, to come out either professor or something, must be that level.
Another group that received financial assistance is the Tobago News Children's Fund. They have been helping needy children with their education and health needs. The chairman of the fund says they assist in any way they can to alleviate poverty. He says the fund has helped 106 students from Tobago, and this donation will allow them to continue with their drive.
Whatever we do with this check would help to enhance the monies that we have in the kitty to assist additional students.
Tobago Channel 5, a New Dimension performing arts company, also received assistance from the Office of the Chief Secretary, which distributed close to $30,000 to the 4 organizations. I'm Kisan Brathwaite for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's time to take another break, but do stay with us because coming up, we'll tell you about a music camp that's a possible career start for our children.
CIRT Tobago, ready to provide your community with the highest degree of professional services in emergency response. Contact CIRT Mariah at 660-0065 or CIRT Speyside at 660-6096. CIRT 24-hour services, emergencies, medical or other. CIRT Pro, the new face of emergency management.
You're viewing Let's Talk Tobago. Welcome back to the Pembroke Heritage Park, a place that has given Pembroke's cultural identity a home while helping to contribute to the economic growth of this island. This place also plays host to night market events, educational youth carnival activities, and the reenactment of the Canboulay riots. But there's more. This copper pot was once used on the sugar plantations to make sugar. When the pots became worn, they were later used to make farine. What an interesting period, perhaps as exciting as the children in our next story find this lengthy vacation period. It's the time away from the classroom and an opportunity to learn new things. Davia Chambers visited a camp that's teaching students to play the national instrument.
Zavon and other children all around Tobago are getting the opportunity to learn basic pan playing techniques, how to roll a pan stick, chords, beating notes and so on, thanks to the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport. But of course they can't just play pan without learning the notes, so theory is also a part of the program.
Well, basically, the benefits are plentiful, right? Let me explain. 1, they learn a skill. 2, music literacy is taught. 3, socialization. Right? The fact that they're coming together with children of different areas, in different schools.
But it's more than just spending the July-August vacation at a camp. Mr. Kwashi says it could be a career start for the students.
Right, because pan is big thing. Pan and its related industries, big thing. Yeah, so it's really, the benefits are multifaceted.
From the camp, the students then move to another level. The budding panists understand this and are delighted to be a part of this camp.
To high school in September, and I hope when I learn here, I could carry it out in high school.
Well, I'm going to be a little better, and I hope that people can follow my footsteps.
I look forward to learn so I could be better at certain points.
At the end of the camp, the participants will be evaluated and will receive a certificate of merit from the division. I'm Davia Chambers for Let's Talk Tobago.
Leaving the safety of our classrooms and entering the world of work could be a bit daunting. For some, transitioning is especially difficult because expectations don't always match reality. But what if there's the opportunity to get prepared and acquire the skills that will make you a prized employee? Well, that's exactly what some of our young people are doing. Let's find out how it's working out.
18-year-old Gariel York is a sixth form student at Bishop's High School who describes herself as hardworking, persistent and talented. She says that she attended the life skills workshop facilitated by the Youth Energized for Success YES program so that she'll be able to have the knowledge and skills to have a successful career.
I think for me it was the goal setting session, because to succeed I think people overlook setting goals, and it's very important that I learn here today, and I think I'm going to start to set goals in order to succeed.
Akon Henry, who is already in the world of work, is among the 45 participants who actively engaged in learning about good communication skills, budgeting, health and nutrition, and knowing your self-worth.
Well, I came to get a gentle reminder on how, you should be carried about yourself. Self-esteem, how to build it and how to, keep it up there from keeping your head down.
One of the facilitators, Nicole Brown, says that self-esteem is one of the significant topics taught because they want young persons to recognize their good qualities and act on them.
Self-esteem is important because how you feel about yourself impacts how you do in life. It impacts how you perform on the job. Perception is a very strong thing. So by showing people the positive things about themselves, we hope to build that capacity, build their ability to succeed in life.
Another event done under the YES program is the CXC enrichment classes, which had 65 persons getting help in the areas of mathematics and English. The classes were conducted from January to May of this year at centers in Roxborough and Mount Pleasant. The workshops are done by the YES program, a unit under the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development, and are aimed at developing the capacity of young professionals in Tobago. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
The Heritage Festival is well underway, and over the next few weeks, this island will experience a bit more of Tobago's community treasures and reminisce on their value. It's this theme the opening night encapsulated under the artistic direction of Elvis Rajman. In case you missed it, here's the story of Clara, a British girl discovering her Tobago roots with the help of Gang Gang Sarah.
Clara, you come. You want to know. You want to know. You want to know? You want to know why you're seeing me? You want to know where your friends are? You want to know who you are? The culture of Tobago has evolved from era to era, just as the bird of paradise. We mock the Spanish, we mock the French, but we still remain Tobago, a place where African people like me came and could be with self. What is that? That's a queen crab, Clara. And where you see one, you see many more. Yeah, Clara, you a dance girl. Like them harvest song they connect with the Tobago blood in your veins. Well, since as you a dance, let me teach you a Tobago dance. This are the belly, and you get the song for go with it. Fase mewa, mewam, mewam. You.
I am you, and you are me. I am you, and you are me. I am you, and you are me. Sometimes you really had to travel far in order to discover who you are. Drag your ball, Mr. Fiddler. I am Tobagonian. Say my name.
And Clara's discovery of her Tobago roots doesn't end there. It continues over the next 2 years and is expected to conclude at the opening night of Heritage Festival 2015. And it's time to have your say, the segment of our program where we hear from you, the viewers. The Chief Secretary, Orville London, and his team were finally able to meet with the Minister of National Security to discuss the crime situation on this island. Coming out of that meeting, it's been announced that a special police tourism unit will be established to assist in fighting crime against tourists. So we're asking, how do you feel about this initiative? This is what you said.
Well, it's a good thing, right? But I have to train the officers and them to do the work, right? Because it is important that the tourists and them come here, right, to help bring in revenue for this country.
I don't think setting up a new police unit will really help. We have a bigger problem than that. The biggest problem we have in the country is crime, and we have to think about getting the youths them to do something else.
Well, I don't think it is wrong. I think they're supposed to do that long time because too much of crime against the tourists, because you can leave your country, right? Your country, and come here with a little petty money that you work hard for, and at the reach they rob you. So me, I see nothing wrong with that. I find they're supposed to do that a long time.
And that's how we bring this week's edition of Let's Talk Tobago to a close. Do remember you can send us your comments to information@tha.gov.tt or visit us at www.tha.gov.tt. Like us on Facebook and add us to your YouTube playlist. I'm Colleen Holt, and on behalf of all of us at the Department of Information, have a safe and enjoyable week. And as we go, here are some highlights of the 2013 edition of the Tobago Heritage Festival.